Hi and welcome back to yet another 1v1 game in Steel Division 2. This is the fourth beta phase and I'm just gonna quickly go over my deck so I can tell you why I did the things I did. So I'm playing 5th Panzer in this one. I'm going Maverick because usually if I don't manage to win in B at least, I usually lose, so Maverick seems okay to me. Recon tab, just the usual, a bit of aufklärer. You can just hide them around and scout, not much use to them. You have that, not much else use to them. You have these guys which have a light MG34 so they can fight, but I usually don't want my recon to fight anyway. 4 of these, I find them pretty useful in the early game, to be honest. You can kind of use them to support your troops and to spot stuff. The Panther, of course, is an absolute beast, can spearhead attacks, can do whatever you want, so it can be a nasty surprise in phase 8. Infantry tab, well, it is a tank division, so you don't expect much, but I usually opt for less veteran C and more squads, because I like to waste squads, I guess. Have some Panzer Grenadier Führers, some P-Grens without an AT weapon, so you gotta watch for that. Some Sturmpajos for the inevitable forest fights, and some P-Grens with a Panzerfaust. Same thing, just with more guys and a bit more veterancy in phase B. Tank-wise, some cheap P4s just to bolster my ranks when I need them. Tigers in A, I only have 2 of them. They pack a punch and they're pretty good, you know, it's a Tiger. Tigers in B, so 6 Tigers all in all, well counting these 2 Tigers here, 8 Tigerführer, so give some veterancy to the other tanks. Panther G and Panther G. Nothing too fancy, but a group of these can mostly brute force any enemy line. Support, Flammenwerfer, you know, forest, MGs, stick it in a building and forget about it. That's how I use it. Probably not ideal, but it works out. I've been playing around with this Befehl Tiger just to do one of these new fancy, I don't know, chain of command things, and I don't know if that's too successful, but still it's a Tiger, so, you know, you don't have to babysit it too much. AT really bad. I mean, I have these P-Shreks and 3 packs, but I rely on tanks for AT. Anti-air, went heavy on this one. These guys are absolute beasts that I have in B, so 4 of them, 4 Gepards and 2 88s that have been kind of underperforming if you ask me, but well. RT-wise, well, let's get back to A just to say some more things. In this deck, so Panzer Division, I don't have much air, so I usually use these guys to cover the map because I have to, especially if I'm pushing with tanks. RT-wise, I put these in my deck, I haven't used them yet. I feel like they might be useful in A. I have some mortars, you can drive them around, that's good, mobile. Batterieführer, haven't really used them either, but I think they buff infantry squads around them, so that's why I use them. Hummel is pretty good, you know. Air is absolute trash. So I have 8 fighter planes which are not good. Well, they're not really good planes, honestly. I mean, maybe they are good planes, but no veterancy, and you are usually outmatched in the air, so you have to rely on your anti-air. So that's about it with my deck. I usually rely on a strong tank push in phase B, and it has kind of worked out so far, but I usually play infantry divisions more, but the divisions that are available in this beta, 6 of them, this is the one I like most, so I'm playing that one, I guess, for the most time. And yeah, I'll be right back when we're in the game. Okay, here we are in the game. My enemy is playing the 9th Guards Cavalry, I think it is. One of the new divisions, so 150, 121 and 10. I think this is balanced, I'm not sure. I'm playing the 5th. So this is the map. They changed the objective markers, which I'm happy about. Well, I learned the objectives on this map, to be honest, but usually they're hard to see, so this is easier. Maybe not as smooth, but easier to see. So let's look at my deployment first. I'm doing the usual. When I start from this side of the map, I usually let the enemy have this village because he's faster in driving to it, so you can lose your push pretty easily. Mostly getting my troops into this area, into the forest. Try to take this as well with deployments over here. Also, these are important if you can get them. Sometimes it can be hard for you to get them because the enemy can cover them pretty easily from this area over here. Town is usually theirs. I don't go there, at least early on. Get some blocking troops here and try to take this village. I usually, well, what I used to do was put my heaviest tank here and just kind of peek shoot, but I haven't been having much of a good result with that, so I usually just put an AT gun now here and hope for the best. So with his deployment, he, well, seems to be going heavy over here. So to the village that I kinda, well, that is usually not as heavily contested when you start on this map, because most people deploy like I do, in the sense of that they know that they're from this side it's easier to reach this village, and from this side it's easier to reach this one. So yeah, maps are generally, well, they try to make them symmetrical, so I guess, but there are still differences, which is okay, I guess. So over here, just a lot of troops, but, well, nothing too expensive or too heavy just to block him. So we have some Aufklärer, Recon, have some Sturmpiles, some flamethrowers, a lot of flamethrowers actually, a Panzer Grenadierführer and a pack. I think I will remove the pack later, but, well. Over here, just like moving into this village, we have an MG42, some Aufklärers, flamethrowers as well, P-Grants, and a Panzerschreck that I usually try to get into this little forest. It usually just sits around there, to be honest, but once or twice, I don't know, in a few games, I had people drive a nice 2 right next to it, and your squad that costs like 30 points takes them out, so that is worth it. Over here, I'm just deploying P-Grants and stuff. Mostly P-Grants, flamethrowers, which will be moving into this village. I think he completed his deployment. So what do we have? We have AT gun, I think this is RT. Just a lot of infantry and a lot of these cheap tanks. Okay, this cavalry group has these small tanks, cheap tanks. So this is a T-70. Anybody who's played Company of Heroes 2 remembers that one. Over here he just like put another commander T-70 here. Some mortars. And this is Valentine 9. Okay. That's about it, I think, for the deployment. When we actually start the game, we can see more of it. I usually take long to deploy because I give orders immediately. And what I notice, most people just like fast move their troops to general directions where they want them to be. Okay, let's slow it down. So as you can see over here, this is my deployment. Slow it down a bit more. I want to take position over here, just defend myself, don't want to push. Over here as well, just take the village, move a Panzerschreck up. If I can, move to these positions. Usually if you get an infantry squad here, it's hard to dislodge them if they don't have RD. Over here as well, I bought a Gepard to cover AA because my planes are really bad and it's not really the strong side of this division, so to say. Over here just taking positions in the forest, and here's my main push, so to say. Just take this village over here and cover the general area. That's the plan. Let's see what he's up to. He's moving over here as well, wants to push into the village, which I don't know, of course. Just more of the usual, getting some guns in place, taking the town. Over here, taking this very strategically important position. And here moving into the village, so that's about it. So we can, if I can deselect this, we can move to speed 1 now and see how it works out. As you can see, I'm a bit faster here, as usual. It's because of these Aufklärers and stuff, but he will be faster in the village. Over here, the same thing is happening. As you can see, the village, the buildings are actually closer to me, so my troops have an easier time moving in. Although his are trying as well. And this is our first big engagement of the game. I move my troops in, and I actually micro elsewhere, so this happens. This is really bad, and you should not allow this to happen. Now I pay attention. Try to move my flamethrowers up to dislodge these sappers, but they have TNT, so that will hurt. One thing I dislike is that you can't dodge it. You see, he throws it, and I move out. Well, I kinda dodged it, honestly. Didn't take any damage, so you can dodge it. Over here I have some storm piles. I think flamers were nerfed even more, or just Soviet infantry is strong nowadays, because they don't perform as well as they do. As they did. So here, just a group of these new Kazaki, I don't know what. As you can see, PPSH is mostly standard Soviet infantry, D-34 moving up. I move up my Aufklärungs Panzer 4. We're here, we're just sitting around, nothing's happening. Main engagement is over here. Moving in my tank, giving him the order to attack, move, hoping he will suppress the enemy infantry and take out the enemy tanks, but we'll see. Storm pilots are here guarding the forest. If he moves in, we'll get burned. Reinforcements for now, more P-grants over here. I moved in a P4. I think I removed the AT gun and bought a P4. Pack, no line of sight on anything. I usually turn off the HE shells because, as you can see, it's turned off. It's not worth shooting infantry with it, honestly. P-grants trying to take a position. He's creeping forward. P4 spots them. Start shooting. Not really looking good for me. I have a flamethrower. Told them not to auto cover, so he's just sitting around behind the building. So more flames are coming here, some mortars, I don't know what this thing is, honestly. It's a Sherman of some sort. So what happens? It's going pretty well for our P4 at least. T-70 is shooting my infantry, trying to move down to take out this T-70. And as you can see, shooting the Sherman up there. And what happens? His AT gun gets line of sight from over here, which is really lucky or really, I don't know, good positioning. Either way, it has a good shot on my P4 and it will of course go down. So what this means is that this village is lost. When you lose both of these villages, from my experience, it usually means that the game will be very hard to win from there, because it's hard to dislodge an enemy from these positions. Over here, storm pilots are fighting, taking out some enemy infantry, but the TNT hits them hard. 3 of them are down. Storm pilots staying in the forest. I have some P-grants with AT weapons sitting around. Over here, he's trying to be sneaky, moving into this forest. With the tanks, I spot them, or the tank actually spots them, so I'm waiting for them to peek. My P4 should be able to handle them. I move in planes, trying to work on his AT guns and infantry guns, or RT, what is this? So good damage by these planes, although he moves in a lot of planes of his own. Now, I'm trying to lure him over my Gepard, so he gets shredded by AA so I can take him out, but he will not take the bait. Smart move. Over here, P-grants fighting some of these Kazaki. They will lose only 4 of these guys against 2 squads, so that's basically done. Results are 12-12. He lost a bit in the beginning, but now we're equal. There we go. Both positions lost, really bad. I hate when this happens. It's hard to get back into this forest. I move in a Tiger, trying to stabilize this area. On the other hand, moving in more AA because I see what's coming. Everything under control here, nothing happening. I have this objective, which is really good because I'm not really defending it. Gepard's not really the best AA in the world. They can work out on closer ranges, but want better AA than that, although I have nothing better in phase A. Now it's a little cat and mouse game over here. He tried to peek, got shot by the P4. My Sturm Pios are burning his T70. And their T70 gets taken out by the Sturm Pios. Aufklärungspanzer just sitting around. I'm trying to chase, but I don't think I can catch him. Enemy infantry in the forest, just guarding the edge like he should do, so now it's hard for me to get in with anything. I'm moving in 2 P-Grand squads and a commander, trying to do something. Tiger is moving up. Planes are still playing cat and mouse over here. No one wants to commit. I don't see much of his AA, but I have AA mostly in this area. He's smoking my tank, so the T-34 gets away. Smart move, good plays. One of the things I don't do often is smoke, and that is a very big disadvantage. I should use smoke more, but you know. So, what is happening? Tanks have line of sight on my P-Grands, it would seem. I move them out. There we go, but still. Don't want to take damage to my infantry. His planes had to go home. Now I'm basically roaming free because I see he doesn't have much AA. He's moving a lot of infantry over here into the forest. I try to take out the AT guns. Over here we have some, well, that's not AA, it's just a 50 cal shooting from the Sherman. Over here just working on some of his infantry, but they get out of line of sight, so we don't really get any good shots. These Focke-Wulf 190 are pretty good against ground targets, although as fighter planes they're not really that good against other planes, I would say. Maybe if you give them some veterancy they perform better, but I prefer to have more planes than vetted planes. So here we go, taking some shots from the T-34. A lot of these smaller tanks against the Tiger. I don't like this flamethrower coming in, of course. German infantry usually wins engagement at range because of their MGs, so should be okay. Tiger is shooting at the T-70, I think. There we go, T-70 gets taken out. Over here we have more fighting in the forest. He's trying to push forward. I think this is more important. Tiger just holding the line. My infantry moving forward, doing some damage. Again, gets caught by the Sturm Pios. Over here, we're rapidly losing this position. Moving into the tank, trying to stabilize, but that's not a good idea. I have a Gepard in the back just to shoot the enemy planes down, but it isn't really working out that much. Again, over here is closing around my Tiger. My infantry is strong, but they won't be able to deal with the enemy flames, so Tiger is still pushing forward. We have a lot of infantry behind his lines, so here we go. P4 was hit by something, probably that AT gun somehow, or I don't know, maybe some of this infantry, so turret stuck, not good. Forest is lost. I'm sorry. Lost the forest, so now well, I was losing a bit, so now we're basically equal. I'm losing again, as you can see, he has 13 objectives, I have 11. He's trying to push me out of the forest, which he probably will do. Tiger gets taken out by that damn AT gun over there, this little spot here. Planes are just avoiding each other for now, it would seem. So he moves in with the Kazaki. We're trying to fight it, but well, Sturm Pios get pushed out as well. Basically this position is lost. Otherwise I'm moving in reinforcements here, just trying to stabilize this forest. I don't want him pushing through. I gain a bit ground in the forest, but it's not really helping since there's no objective there. 12-12. Dangerous situation here for my infantry if these flames decide to move in. While these guys are busy with the Kazaki, I will lose both of them. Of course I don't see that, so maybe it's time to just see the line of sight. Here I am, my line of sight, seeing some commander units, seeing some infantry in the forest, a lot of planes. His line of sight, seeing basically nothing of my troops, which is interesting. So, let's go back to neutral, yes, back to speed 1, and here we go. Again, he's trying to push out of the forest, the tank is waiting for him, even the turret is stuck. I think the MG can work. Over here we're gaining territory somehow, I don't know how. I think we have more troops around, so we just gained the territory. Phase B has hit, I think, just now. I'm moving in tanks, as you can see, for a push. 2 Panther Gs and a Tiger E Führer. So, heavy armor. Trying to brute force a victory, so to say. Over here, I moved in a Tiger, more Gepards, flamethrower infantry moving in, just trying to stabilize this whole area, 12-12 still. Moving the tank away because I'm wary of AD weapons over here. Flammenwerfer get out, but yeah, there's a lot of infantry around and that gun isn't looking good. He did take out my command unit over here. I foolishly moved my troops towards the village, so now they're basically surrounded on all sides. The Soviets are losing now. 13 objectives for me, 11 for them. Although at this moment I feel like the game really isn't going my way. I feel I was close to quitting here, I don't know why. Or actually at the end of phase A I thought I almost certainly lost, so. But the situation is starting to stabilize. With the income, I have much bigger income in phase B, so. Tiger is here, trying to shoot that damn thing down. But he's busy with the infantry. The AA really helping with enemy infantry. I moved in an Opel Blitz to repair the tank. I'm just having this little staging area over here of my tanks, and the thing I'm interested in now, actually. Okay, he doesn't see it. I was interested if he could see my troops there. Good Katyusha strike, although it doesn't really take out much. I think it took out a Gepard and my Opel Blitz, which very replaceable. Kazaki winning a fight against, I think it was normal flames. It's still 13-11 for me. I somehow managed to secure this objective at least, and I leave my troops at the edge of the forest, so if he moves out he will take MG fire. A lot of AT guns around, as you can see, snipers, AT guns, RT, lot of these, 2 Katyushas out, so heavy infantry play over here. The sappers with PPSHs and TNT absolutely wrecking my troops. Tiger is getting shot by that AT gun over there. I don't think it has enough juice to pen it. Tiger shoots back, of course. I'm trying to move it, but it's not really responding to my orders. He is driving around, as you can see. Over here, mostly losing in the forest as well, just have these Führers, which will be killed. He's trying to move towards the objective, takes the objective, so 12-12, but my troops are offering heavy resistance with 2 MG42s, so nothing to scoff at. As you can see, they're shredding enemy infantry. But yes, once they close, it's a problem, and the MGs can shoot while moving, I think, so they have to stand, but still takes out the enemy flames. I'm getting more troops together over here. I have Tiger Führer, Befehl Tiger, 2 Panther Gs, Gepard, and this Sonderkraftfahrzeug 7-1, which is a good AA piece. As you can see, a lot of smoke is being thrown around by his RT. He's trying to move through. I have Sturmpios, Gepard, Aufklärungspanzer, Tiger E, and some troops in the forest, so I think I should be able to hold that. Now I'm just showing myself over here, starting to go down from this area. In hindsight, I don't know what my thoughts were about it. I think I wanted these two objectives for the most part, but it's hard to take them because this forest and this forest, but well. I have enough tanks to lose some of them, so this is not Steel Division 44. You can afford to lose heavy tanks. In Steel Division 44, if you would lose your Tiger, you basically lost the game, but over here you can lose tanks and so on. So Vet 3 Panthers moving forward. These guys are really strong. And when it comes to his division, he has really nothing that can stand up to them toe to toe. So he has to rely on his AA or AT. Knocked out my driver over here with the first shot. I think it was this 45mm gun. Still moving forward. Here we go, taking shots. As you can see, moving forward, running and gunning. Enemy plane shooting. But my AA is covering as much as it can. I have some fighter planes moving in. Panthers don't take too much damage or even panic damage since they're pretty wetted. Over here he's trying to push through the forest. We basically stabilized the line, nothing's happening here. I am losing 13 to 11, so I have to take objectives. So here we go. 3 tanks against the whole Red Army and their AT guns. So it's not pretty, it's not strategically, I don't know, it's not a brilliant move of any sort, it's just brute force moving forward, relying on their heavy armor. The Befil Tiger is falling back. I think by this time, yes, I bought a Hummel, 2 Hummels, and I'm shooting, trying to take out some of these AT guns. Over here, basically standoff, nothing's happening. He is winning 13-11. I take some cover with my tanks behind these buildings. I'm trying to move up, well, I'm not, but I will soon move up infantry to try to exploit this gap. Leaving some planes around just to see if he tries anything. 45mm guns aligning, trying to shoot my tanks. You know, with tanks, doesn't matter how heavy they are, they can just get some lucky crits from AT guns and then they're useless. This is basically an infantry gun, so I'm not too worried about it. But it has, yeah, heat and HE shells, so yeah. Tanks are shooting, didn't really take much of the enemy territory, but we destroyed a lot of their tanks. Have more infantry moving up over here, just trying to keep this area, not let him push through anymore. Hummels are shooting over here. Taking out a lot of the enemies before they arrive. Bad moves by my opponent over here. Tigers and Panthers in the open. Not really something you want, but gotta risk it sometimes. A lot of smoke going around. I don't know, he was covered by AT gun, I don't know what's happening. Firstly, I thought about moving my Sturmpiles here because I thought there's not too much here. But I changed my mind right about now, yes, and I start to move here. One of my Panther Gs is it. Build out means no crew inside. It's useless. At this moment I don't realize what's killing me. I don't see this AT gun. So I'm just moving around. I'm wondering if the Valentine is somehow doing the damage, so I move my Tiger E up to try to take out the Valentine. Miss. Knocks out the driver. Can't really get a good shot. Over here, Sturmpile is fighting the PPSHs. He commits a lot of infantry to push me from this area. I'm not too worried. I have tanks moving in 3 P-Grand squads, as well as these AA pieces which will shred infantry. 13-11, still losing. I am still losing. TU-25 or whatever it is. 2S moving in, bombing my stuff. Here we go. Bailed out again somehow. Panther G is getting shot, side shots from this thing. So his main position from where he's offering resistance is this little area over here. My infantry arrives, I start pushing up the hill, moving my Gepard with them, just trying to get some additional firepower. Hummel is doing nothing at the moment, I should be shooting. My planes are trying to take out AT guns. I lose the Panther G. My push here is, I wouldn't say it's really, well, it is unsuccessful for the most part, but I take some objectives. He's trying to come into the town, the MG covers. Over here, making progress with help of the Gepard, no problem there. So really good against infantry. I'm moving in 4 Panther Gs over here. I think we're still in phase B, so 12-12. 4 Panther Gs moving in. I'm counting on that he has most of his AT guns deployed in this area now since I pushed here. So I try to change my approach and brute force my way through this area here, eventually trying to come here and take these 2 objectives. Over here we have Sturm Pios moving in with P-Grants, chasing down that Valentine. His mortars are trying to help out, although mostly hitting the P-Grants. Valentine gets taken out by the Sturm Pios. So another objective taken, 12-12. Over here, my MG gets taken out by mortars. Flammenwerfers are here for the most part. We're still holding. No infantry here to exploit this gap in my line that they made. Gepard gets taken down by something, I don't know what. 3 P-Grants are just sitting around shooting stuff with their MGs. I think the Katyushas are reloading. So that is the most dangerous unit he has on the field right now. We're pushing through, as you can see, his infantry is panicking. Panthers are coming, moving through. I have a Tiger in front and Aufklärungspanzer 4. Katyusha is firing. I don't know if this was blind fire or he knew my tanks are there. He probably did know, but it misses. My Hummel is firing on the forest. I need to stop firing because I'll kill my own troops. So I'm trying to take the village, or actually I took it. The objectives fall. Now it's 13-11 for me. He has snipers, but since it's the recon unit, it will not move the front line. He is realizing what's happening, moving in additional AT guns, as you can see, some infantry. And the Katyushas are trying to shoot this area and this area. So he's trying to shoot this area, which isn't really too smart. He should be seeing all my tanks. Oh yes, he sees my tanks. So I don't know why he's not. I know what's with the unit, but with the German unit barks, I don't hear any. So Katyusha's reloading. Hummel for now, shooting this general area, trying to take out any hidden AT guns. I don't know what this is, but that's a captured AT-8, I think, and it really hurts. So the Sherman catches some of my flamer infantry, kills it. Planes are too late to save them. Now I'm just brute forcing my way through with tanks. As you can see, they have line of sight on all this. I let them shoot, kill this enemy squad because I have P-Grants moving in. I spot an enemy Katyusha and I move all my planes to take it out. I managed to take it out, but I think I lose most of my air force because of it, but still worth it. I can cover my ass with my AA, don't really need the planes now in this phase of the game. 13-11 for me. He's He's reinforcing this area. I'm content with having the forest for now. He's not trying to push through here. I have an Opal Blitz that I moved in, trying to save some of these tanks, but they're dead. More AA coming in. This Sonderkraftfahrzeug will do a lot of damage to any planes. So there we go, engine damage, radiator damage. Good AA, better than the 88. I'm just trying to push through here before he can get enough forces in place. So here we go, he has some Kazaki there with PTRS, which won't really hit too much. I see enemy planes coming in, I try to move back. Here we go, huge detonation over there. Still misses most of my planes, or most of my tanks. Sonderkraftfahrzeug moving up just to cover them a bit. Over here we catch the enemy snipers, should be killed very soon by my MG. And T-70's moving in. He doesn't really have heavy tanks, so to say, so he has to rely on his AT. I'm just moving through right now, I don't care, I don't have time, and it's 14-10 for me. He still has more points though. Sherman's waiting. Well, that was great. It doesn't even get destroyed, it gets surrendered. So, enemy AT gun now has line of sight. Still, my tanks mostly moving through, shooting stuff. It's good that he doesn't have any planes with these AT cluster bombs, because they could take out everything. On this side I moved up a P4 just because I had points left over, and I'm trying to get this objective. I get it, although he has infantry moving through. B-Grants, I'm trying to take this forest with them. The 88 though is in a really good position here. So aggressive 88 positioning is something it seems that you should do. I didn't do it this game, but I probably should have. Over here I'm seeing more infantry. I'm trying to move in a plane to help my guys out, but it's too late. And he has AA ready. My tanks managed to push through, but get... well, basically they get a Katyusha to the face, but it doesn't hit. One of my tanks gets killed by the 45mm gun. Still, the rest of them shooting. I think it was the P4. 80 gun down. I'm trying to push infantry forward to exploit this, although the 88 is covering. So now I'm just sitting around thinking what is the best way to continue. We're equal on points, but he's losing 14-10. Before shooting, taking out enemy troops, no AT weapons here. In the meanwhile, I'm trying to shoot, I think, this 88 with my Hummel. I decide that my best bet is just to move down. They only have 35 AT, so I try to move them or push them out of this village. I still move back. I don't know why. I got scared by something. Opal Blitz moving up. Hummel shooting the 88. Not really too effective. Missing a lot. I'm pretty sure he's running out of AT guns by now. And here we go. I decide to push him. I have infantry moving up. On the right, nothing much is happening except I bought some P-Grants trying to get back this place. He's smoking this area, trying to move in, but I trust my P-Grants will be able to hold him off. Over here, tanks are moving. So, he gets taken out. It's 15-9 now. One of the Panthers gets taken out, I think, or it was a Tiger. So 57mm on this range can take it out. Side shot, I think. I'm not rushing into the forest too much. I'm trying to stay on the edge so we can use our MGs. I see the smoke and I think there might be something coming, so I move one of my P-Grants here. More infantry. He's getting desperate, getting all the planes he can. Mostly I fast move my tanks out of the way. Although some of them are obviously being hit hard. I don't have enough AA here to really cover my troops. So there we are. Transmission damage over here for the Panther. The Tiger is trying to move up. I think we'll get sniped now by the 57. There we go. Panther G falling back. Hummel is still shooting the 88, doing a good job at least keeping it suppressed. 15-9. He has 8 minutes left. So, another push through here. Tiger is supporting. P-Grants are moving up, trying to take this village. Actually, the village is retaken since my troops reconnect over here. Even the other village is taken because there are no troops. 17-7. We start massively winning now. I think he's very low on AT and tanks. Tiger, I don't want to move him any closer, although I'm not sure if I see these sappers. But it doesn't matter, P-Grants are moving in, we'll be able to take them out. More of these EMC whatever Shermans. He's trying to push me out of the forest. I think these are... they're not recon units, right? But well, he's moving in all he has left, I would say. And I have only 80 points in phase C, he has 110. Playing the balanced, I'm playing Maverick. He's moving forward everything right now, all in I would say. Hummel is trying to shoot the 88 again. Didn't even lose one man. So here we go. Panther has transmission damage. Will be able to shoot. So here we go. Panics a lot of stuff here. I think that was an HE shell. Still, the Opel Blitz is right back here. Can do repairs immediately. More shots. Takes out an enemy tank. Or here. Area is mostly clear. I somehow didn't see the enemy troops, or these troops didn't see these troops. So I'm moving through to the village. The Panther G is peeking out as well, helping. I move in more P-Grants as I have a lot of infantry for a Panzer division since I'm mostly using unwedded infantry. There we go. We're getting some crits by the enemy AT guns, 76mm now. Move in my plane, trying to take it out. There we go. He's moving in his planes. It would seem he doesn't have really a lot of planes, but well, I think his air deck is probably better than mine still. My infantry is pushing through, pushing the enemy out of the forest. His tanks are moving in closer, trying to get my Tigers and my Panthers, or basically my 2 Panthers. Still no luck. It's moving in more troops here. Probably afraid that I will push through, but I won't. 16-8 right now. Some close encounters over here. Transmission damage. Panther moving in. Still doesn't penetrate. That's funny on these ranges. Sherman is moving around. He will capture my Opel Blitz, I think. So here we go, another shot. Gun jam, still doesn't penetrate. Hummels are shooting at this blob here. And enemy planes coming in. 3 enemy planes. No doubt targeting my tanks. Here we go, rocket barrage goes on the Panther G. I don't have time to move them out. First bomb drops on my Panther, I think. There we go, Panther deck gets taken out. Second drops on my Opel Blitz, which is funny, takes out his own tank. Panther G survives, just panicked, falling back. I'm moving in more AA. Actually, I lost my AA piece, so I'm moving in the ones I have left. Here we have some air engagements, nothing too heavy. Here's a minute left, 16-8. Here we go. He's trying to push over here, but I have troops in place. P Grants will block the enemy advance for some time. He's moving beyond my lines. Tiger is still here. Hummel's firing this forest, just having some pretty beat up enemy tanks there. Planes are still here, although the AA is here now. Will do a lot of damage to it. Commander Sherman. And 15 seconds left, 17-7. And I think by this time he says GG, I win the game. So, good game, interesting game. I would say the division choice kinda let me do all this that I've done. If it was a Soviet division with better AT and with better tanks, I might have lost the game. Still, well played by my opponent, and I was very close to quitting at one time, so I guess that's good. Let's look at the team stats. Very close, actually. As you can see, really close. Kills. So let's see, mostly not really anything spectacular here. The Sturmpio was actually... well, no. The 45mm killing the Sturmpios, the Befehl Tiger, the Panther G, oh my god, so... really... His AT guns did some work. Losses, I think I'm just watching it from his side, right? Yeah. So here we go, Tiger E takes out 2 enemy tanks, P Grants take out a shit ton of enemy infantry. Everything else, Tiger E again taking out a lot of enemy tanks and AT guns. We have some enemy planes taken out. Panther G, Vet 3 as well. AT gun, infantry gun, 2 tanks. Panther G doing it again. This Panther G destroying a lot of infantry and tanks. So mostly heavy tanks. That's it. Experience, whatever. I don't know what this is, so don't care. But yeah, that is it. So thank you for watching. This was another 1v1. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, subscribe, like the video. You know how it goes. So thank you, and I'll see you again with more Steel Division very soon. Have a good one.